Alright. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Sword Crown Tundra DLC. In the last video I had just caught a Regirock and I've decided not to bother with Registeel and Regice, at least for now. They're kind of a pain. I did figure out that for one of them you don't need an instrument, you need to whistle. I forgot you could do that. It's one of these buttons. But you whistle and it calls Pokemon. There you go. Near, and that's how you open the door. And the other one we haven't opened yet, you have to catch a Cryogonal, the weird giant snowflake looking Pokemon, and then I think have it be your lead party member and have it walk around with you like this. Anyways, I spent some time looking for one, and they might change their spawn depending on days, because last time we played this, I just couldn't get away from them. They were everywhere, and now I can't find them. So, probably not bothering with that today. And then the other one, it was something about following a breadcrumb trail, but they're just all over the place. I found a lot of them. We're still at like 30%, so maybe I'll find the rest of them off camera or just not do that for right now. So we're going to focus on some of the other legendary Pokemon. We're heading towards a castle right now. I have a pretty good idea of what we're going to find here. It should be interesting. So I just had to check on something. There we are, I think. I'm going to have to wear earbuds and headphones at the same time to check on something. Alright, and then I click this. Okay. Now we are ready to go. There's an ice tree of some sort. We'd seen a red tree earlier, and I'm assuming there's a third. You felt that something was watching you until just a moment ago. We're being watched. Seriously though, we are being watched by a Pokemon. Assumably, anyways. I think it's the Pokemon we find here. I played like a minute ahead. And then I went back to do this on stream. Speaking of being watched, earlier I was recounting a story to someone else, but may as well tell it here also. Sorry, I don't want to start a story when we're about to do something story related, like literally to the story of the game. When there's more downtime later, I'll tell it. I think we're gonna have a battle here. And a massive tree is reaching up into the sky. Oh, is it large root? Are we not doing something? I thought something was going to happen here. It seemed really important. There is a thing and it was watching us. Are we not? Okay, that's cool. That was a lot of build up for nothing. Alright, fine. We'll head to the red tree then. If I can remember where it is. So, the story about being watched. A while ago, this must be more than 2 years ago by now, I was living alone in an apartment. And normally I'd have 2 or 3 other people who lived in that same apartment in different rooms. But at the time being, I was the only renter left. And it was nice to have the whole place to myself for once. And so one night, when I was alone in this apartment, when I was trying to sleep, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. Someone was nearby, like standing over my bed, just staring at me. At first I thought this might be like one of my roommates, and I had just been wrong about them leaving, but I locked my door, like the door to my bedroom. And everything in the apartment was locked. The front door, the windows, there was really no way to open them anyways without breaking them if you wanted to get in. And I lived on at least the second, maybe third floor, I don't really remember. So it really wasn't feasible to just like climb through my window without like a ladder making all kinds of noise. So I was certain that nobody could actually be there. So I didn't open my eyes or try and check. I just told my mind to just, shut up and go back to sleep. We're trying to sleep right now, so I'm not dealing with this nonsense. So I go back to sleep, have some really weird dreams. I am very lost right now. I kind of hate this map, it's not very connected. Anyways, so go back to sleep and then I wake up again because of this feeling that I'm being watched. Like, my brain is telling me, you need to wake up and pay attention to what's going on. Someone is looking at you. Someone is near you. But I just keep telling my subconscious, just shut up and let me sleep. You're imagining things. But as the night goes on, I become more certain of the identity of the person or thing watching me. I get a distinct feeling that it's an old man in a suit. Perhaps one that had, oh hey, I need one of these, recently passed on. This is the cragonal we need for the door. And it began to invade my dreams. Like, I was dreaming about that situation of laying there in my bed with my eyes shut, but being certain that someone was near. So it was kind of trippy to be dreaming about what was actually happening while also being asleep. Good, we caught it. I'll just name it like Key or something. I leveled up. I should have read its Pokedex entry, sorry. Yeah, nickname. I don't really like this Pokemon at all. It's, I think I ranked it D. It's, nah, send to a box. I'll take care of that later. Anyways, being watched, presumably old man. And I'm starting to become a little bit scared, a little bit worried that there actually is someone in my room, because my mind just keeps nagging me about it. I need to find a place to plant carrots. I don't know if it'll let me do that in like here or one of these dirt fields. Anyways, I might have to just look up a walkthrough. For now, I'm just going to keep looking around. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. I've got to stop interrupting myself to talk about the game. So, old man watching me. I keep becoming more certain that over time that I'm not just imagining it. And it's become late enough at night that it's actually the next morning, and I'm still very tired and trying to sleep because I keep waking up in the night because of the situation. It's just, making me more tired. Anyways, it's at the point where it's light enough that I can see, but I think he might, actually be there. And I get the feeling that something very bad will happen if he realizes that I'm awake. So I make sure not to open the eye that's on the side that he'd be able to see if he was standing over me. He would have been able to see my right eye open, but because of my nose and the angle of my face, he wouldn't see if I opened my left eye. So I opened my left eye and tried to get as good of a look around the room as I could. And I couldn't see my window, so I couldn't be sure that it wasn't broken into, but I saw my door. I saw it was still locked. I tried to remember if on the previous night if I'd looked around my room, looked on my bed, looked in the closet to make sure nobody was there. I sometimes do that just to be safe. I mean, I'm sure there wouldn't be anybody, and I've never had any kind of run-in, but just in case. And yeah, I had checked. There couldn't be anyone. So once again, I would go back to sleep and just ignore the possible danger. But this time I don't fall fully asleep, like asleep enough to dream, because as I'm falling asleep, I start to feel something. Something on my shoulder. It was just kind of a pressure at first, and then over time it grew into being very clearly the feeling of fingers. It very much felt like there was a hand on my shoulder. And I just kept trying to dismiss it and be like, no, there couldn't be anyone. Keep telling myself, just go back to sleep. I need more sleep, especially because of this. And I almost fall asleep again with the feeling of the hand on my shoulder. But then it starts to hurt. It starts to feel like the hand is squeezing my shoulder, like really hard, as if, intentionally to hurt me. So I feared that the person I'd imagined was there had no, it was a cavern Pokemon. Okay, neat, I guess. Anyways, I started to think that they'd realized that I was awake and were becoming more and more angry about it. And yep, something's happening. Big old tree. What is this? Ooh. Oh, what? 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 Wow, it's so cool. So yeah, that's... Oh, what do you... Pokedex is trying to run away? So these are clearly Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, but different forms. I really like these. So now we go to the tree. How annoying. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Yes, I get it. Just let me advance. Oi, oi, it's me, Peony. Listen, I wanted to ask you something. Hang on, Chief. There's breaking news on the telly. They're saying dodgy bird Pokemon are popping up left and right. There's this pointy-feathered one in the wild area. Plus a fiery-looking one on the... Oh, they're going everywhere else, huh? Fire-looking one out on the Isle of Armor. And this fancy, graceful one's apparently flying about the Crown Tundra. Wouldn't it be something if they turned out to be the bird Pokemon I wrote that clue about? If that were the case, I think close to expedition something like... A legendary tree of the legendary 3. That was kind of awful. Badly worded. Now I've gotten Ultra Mega completely forgot what I called you for in the first place. Well, life's too short to sweat the small stuff. Ta, Chief. Didn't I give him a voice or something? I don't remember. I'd have to look at him again. Okay, yeah, so... When the sun reaches its zenith, it shines directly down upon a great tree with leaves that seem to burn. It is there that the legendary wings come to roost. The bird of orange dashed off to the wild area. That's Zapdos. Bird of black flew off to the Isle of Armor. I guess that's Moltres, though he's mostly red. The bird of purple... Was that purple? I don't think that was purple. It was more blue. Anyways, set off across the Crown Tundra. Is this tree anything, though? What a huge tree. Should you give it a... Yeah, shake it. Shake it and bake it. Dot, dot, dot. Doesn't move an inch. Shake it more. Shake it harder. Shake it more. It keeps zooming in. Did something move in the upper branches? Shake it more. What now? Oh, Pokemon Den. We're doing a Gigantamax, and what is it? What? Why? That's awful. I don't think I even want to catch it. These things are hideous. And not like an ironic way like Bidoof. Alright, might as well Gigantamax at it. Anyways, so there was this hand on my shoulder and it was starting to hurt. And I decided I was going to do something about it, either if there was a person to stop it or just for myself to prove that there wasn't someone there. And I still had some sleep paralysis. You know, when you're asleep, your body, what makes it so you can't really move it. So sometimes after you wake up, you still can't move. What? Whoa, why did he hit me so hard? There's no reason he should be strong enough to hit that hard. What are the other effects of these? Regardless of its abilities? Isn't that always the case? This raises attack. I'll just use this. Anyways, so I reach up as soon as I get control of myself very quickly and grab at the space above my shoulder. Ah, that's dirty. That's really dirty. I never let my starter faint either. You can't just leave a regular counter when you're doing one of these. sorry. So I dart my hand up to my shoulder, and I swear I felt a hand. I was grabbing it through my blanket, but I felt the hand. So at this point I was sure that some crazy person had broken into my room. So I very quickly flipped over, turned on my lamp. I don't know why I did that, it was bright enough to see anyways, but turned on my lamp and really looked into my room. I wasn't really perceiving anything I had seen yet until after the lamp was on, but there was no one there. And of course there wasn't. Like I said, everything was locked. I had looked for people. If they'd broken into my window, I would have known. I mean, I can be a very deep sleeper, but I'd like to think I'd noticed that. But yeah, I was almost more surprised that there wasn't someone there at the time, because I felt that hand. I'd felt it digging into my shoulder, and then when I grabbed it with my left hand. But it was just a sleep paralysis nightmare. Those happen sometimes where after you wake up or while you're trying to sleep, you start having nightmares while you're still at least kind of awake. So you can hallucinate sights, sounds, even feelings of pain. Alright, I'm gonna get back to this battle. I'm not quite done with that topic yet. Maybe Swords Dance? Let's see. Just attack? I think I'll raise attack anyways, so let's start hitting with my Behemoth Blade. I cannot believe that my Cinderace was taken out by a Greedent. These things are awful. Why is that so much stronger? Mia's attack did almost nothing. What is happening? That was a massive HP restoration for one berry. This had better have some sort of like special ability or give us a really cool item or something. The aftershocks of the battle caused a lot of berries to fall from the tree. 30 orange berries, 10 citrus, 1 lancet, 20 tomato, 15 hondu, 5 tilpul, 1 starf. Okay, that's something. What a huge tree. Alright, I guess. If I cared about berries, that would be great. So back to the other tree, if I can find my way there. Anyway, so I actually had, ooh, Noivern. Okay, I'll try to catch this. This is a neat one. It just looked extra cool out in the environment like that. Anyways, I actually had my next sleep paralysis nightmare within a very short frame. It was literally hours later. And it was at least 8 or 9 a.m. by this point, but I needed more sleep because of all the waking up during the night. Yay! Catch. That was easy. If I had viewers right now, I'd try to come up with a funny name or ask them for input suggestions, but for now, I just wanted to have a Noivern. Did I already have one? I guess I did, because no Pokedex. Anyways, oh hey, a thing. Same night, another sleep paralysis nightmare. I was aware that it was this time, but it still was a little bit scary. I was just sitting in my bed, and I was kind of going back and forth between being conscious and unconscious, having my eyes open and closed. I wasn't really trying to be that way. I was tired, but I didn't want to fall all the way asleep after that nightmare about the old man watching me. So I just kept kind of opening my eyes, and every time I did, I was still having a waking nightmare. This time I was seeing, or rather, not exactly seeing out of the corner of my eye. Like, I was seeing something happen that was just kind of entering my vision, but I didn't have enough control over my body to turn my head to really get a look or understand what was happening. But I had a feeling that what was moving in and out of my vision in the corner of my vision, was a girl. Yeah, a stereotypical description of a ghost. A girl with very pale skin, a white dress, black hair, long black hair. You couldn't see her eyes even though you were looking right at her face. And she was crying. And sitting in what people call the fetal position. It's where you're kind of sitting down and wrapping your arms around... Damn, I'll do these later. I'm trying to get to that tree. Wrapping your arms around your knees, and she was just rocking back and forth and crying, and that was kind of a scary thought. And, what is happening? How am I going in circles? I just had a feeling that that's what I was almost seeing. There's a girl just sitting there, rocking back and forth and crying. And I was aware that it was just a nightmare, but that didn't stop it from kind of feeling real. So, after I was finally able to properly wake all the way up and get up out of bed, I made sure to check my room, look at the place where the girl had been, look at the place where the old man had been, check under my bed, look in my closet, double check that all the doors and windows were locked. And if I wanted to embellish, ooh, Dragonite. If I wanted to embellish on this story, then I'd probably say something like, where the old man was, there had actually been a burn mark in my floor, or I found a torn piece of white cloth where I'd seen the girl crying. But nah, none of that. Oh, come on. Don't you start with me, Dragonite. Did you? It's 20 levels lower and did that. Yikes. Ow, hold on. Why? I didn't need headphones on top of my earbuds anymore, and I was wondering why my ears hurt. We're gonna start with a Thunder Wave. You can't avoid Thunder Wave. You jerk. Oof. He doesn't need higher speed. Heh. A little too late. Safeguard prevents things like paralysis, status effects. Spirit Break? Oh wait, no, that's Fairy type. Whoops. I forgot that's super effective on him. Oh, but perfect. Alright. It's late enough for a Dusk Ball to work. So yeah, I was just reminded of that event when being reminded of there being something watching you. Also, that song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. It's by Rockwell, but that part was actually sung by Michael Jackson. The most iconic part of the song. Dragonite's data will be added to the Pokédex. It's a kind of hard Pokemon. If it spots a drowning person or Pokemon, Dragonite simply must help them. Well, good, that's what it should do. It's a good boy. Yee. This one's male, so yep. Good. Wow. I almost want to add it to the party, but no. It was a pretty strong Dragonite too. I kind of need to heal, and since I'm good with those twigs, since I'm lost, I'm just gonna go to, I think, the Pokemon Center here, however you heal. Oh, you can just fly to the hill, huh? Okay, there was this place with the... Is this here? I'm supposed to be going here. Talk to Calyrex. That's... I haven't found anything for him yet, though. Anyways, on the subject of sleep paralysis nightmares, those can be really scary. Thankfully, I wasn't really too worried about the ones I was having, because at least for the second one, I was very aware of it just being a nightmare, and the first one, I was aware until I felt the hand, then I was really freaked out for a few seconds. But, some people have them so bad that, like, they really vividly hallucinate there being, like, a monster on top of them, holding them down, preventing them from being able to move, because their brain is, like, trying to rationalize why they can't move despite being awake, and it's just sleep paralysis. And it doesn't realize that it's, ooh, whoa, what, how, what, hello? I thought you were at the tree. What are you doing? How do I... hey, I don't need your crap, Bronzong. Oh, Honestly, just for that, I'm fainting you. Trying to interrupt me catching legendary Pokemon? What's wrong with you? I see the shadow. Can't turn my camera up high enough to see it. But yeah, some people have them really bad. Super intense hallucinations. Would you come here? Is it working? What is... What? How do I... What? I don't get it. What was that supposed to mean or do? I don't want to call other wild Pokemon. Can I, like, do a max repel? Will that help at all? Last time when we used repel, nothing really happened. Might as well use all 17 of them in pursuit. And they still come at me. Come on, Articuno. Sorry, I was saying something, but I really want to catch this Articuno. Man, repels in this game just... They don't last long and they don't do much. I might have to look up a guide on this because it's just, it's not doing that thing anymore or trying to land or realize that I've caught it. Caught up to it. Seriously, with these repels, they last like 2 seconds. So useless. No thank you. Where'd it go? Yeah, I might have. What? Okay. I was gonna say I lost it, but how? What do I do here? I don't know what I do. Am I like picking one of them? Because I don't know which one's the real one. I'm not seeing it in the moment when it decides that, so I'm just guessing. It's too high out of screen. And now where is it gone? Would you stop that? I didn't ask for you, Delibird, and you know it full well. You did this to your own self. Ah. Well, that just makes me want to kill it more. Okay, I'm just gonna look this up. This is some nonsense. Man, the one thing that I really don't appreciate about going from playing emulated older Pokemon games to modern ones is not being able to fast forward. I think I heard the Articuno cry a minute ago, but I couldn't I've got no angle on it or its shadow. Alright, seriously, just gonna look it up. That's actually really annoying. I'm not enjoying this mechanic. It should just be at the tree. Okay, so the real one flaps its wings apparently only once. If I get the wrong copy, the best thing to do is fly to Freezington and try again. That's dumb. Okay, I do not enjoy this. But both times I couldn't see it when it was splitting. I did it too soon. Too soon or too late, just whenever it was out of my vision, so that seems a little unfair. You can't tilt the camera high enough to see it a lot of the time. Alright, so we're just going out exploring for the Articuno. And it can be anywhere? Yeah, I kinda hate that. This feels like hunting down the, especially with the draw distance, man. The, legendary dogs. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. They were always running away when you were trying to catch them. You can't just pop up in front of me and be like, oh, you wanted to run into this Nidoran. I'm trying to do something. That is so annoying. Just leave me alone. Repel doesn't do anything. And doesn't last. I had to divert around the Pokemon while we were using the repels earlier. Oh, I thought that was it. Come on, Aerodactyl. Honestly, this poppin' is actually kind of sad considering the technology that this game should be using and capable of and such. Just sorry I'm not saying a whole lot. I'm mostly focused on trying to see the Articuno. I don't know if I'll be able to see it from a longer than normal distance, or if I really have to keep my eye out like this, because I just kind of accidentally ran into it before. It was about here when we... Oh, it's still here when we lost it. Okay, if that Beldum comes near me... Okay, I'm not going to lose track of it this time if I can just... Hey, let me touch. Let me touch. What are you doing? You were the right one, though. There you go. Okay. The mask part's a little goofy, but otherwise I really like this. May as well open with a quick ball. Should I use the Master Ball? I do really like this Pokemon, but... Psycho Shift, so it's Psychic type? I would guess Flying and Psychic. That's pretty cool. Fire Pledge should be weak enough to not kill it. I have to be careful about the hail, too. Yeah, the hail's a problem. If I go to Mordred and use Thunder Wave, that'll help. Psychic does not work on Mordred because it's part Dark type. Hurricane. Okay, I thought that was going to be the one that forces you to run away. I think it's a Whirlwind. That would do that, and it would be really uncool after all this to... if it did that. Alright, it's paralyzed, it's lowish on health. Late at night, try a Dark Ball. There's no special... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try the Dark Ball, and if it doesn't work... I've got 2 Master Balls. May as well use it. I never actually use the Master Ball in these games. I don't want to feint it, and it's getting close with the hail. I can't really hit it with anything. What did... Oh, you sneaky... That is an interesting trick. And very annoying when you're trying to catch it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the Master Ball. Because if I do much else, we'll mess this up. And I love Articuno, so alright, go for it. Master Ball, go. And of course it worked because, you know, it's the Master Ball. Let's see what it's all about. Cruel Pokemon. Psychic Flying. Its feather-like blades are composed of psychic energy and can shear through thick iron sheets as if they were paper. Cool, cool. Oh yeah, it does have like a sword wing in the front. That's... Yes, let's give it a name. But what do we name it? I should stick with the Arthurian Knight naming convention. I would absolutely just use Mordred if we hadn't already. Lamorak? Let's see. Strength and temper. Not bad. There are so many. A lot of them are minor ones. Agravane? This Articuno, like the normal form, seems more female. But this one, I would say, is more male-leaning in its design, so I'll probably name it after a male knight. I mean, they're pretty much all male knights, but like in some interpretations, like Bedivere, Bedivere is sometimes perceived as a female. And there was Arthur's wife, Guinevere. That was her name, right? Anyways, let's see. Maybe let's see. Cruelest Knight of the Round Table. How about that? Cruelest Knight of the Round Table. Sir Lamorak. And then there's Agravain. That was the second one that... Although, let's see... In one of his legends, he slays the evil Lord Druas the Cruel. Druas. That's not bad. So he's strong and fierce, but that's nothing to do with cruelty. Lamorak's not a bad name for what we're doing. Agravain isn't terrible either. Then we've got Druas the Cruel. That fits, even though it's an evil lord and not a knight. It is a character from the legends. This again would be a great time to ask chat. Have them maybe like vote between Lamorak, Agravain, and Druas. Galahad. No, Galahad wasn't known for being cruel. Arthur was cruel to his son. We've already gotten Arthur anyways. Yep, hold on. Agrestes, who's described as the cruelest man in the world. What? How is that not in Control F? There we are. So Agrestes. Interesting. Let's Google that. Agrestes, cruelest man in the world. Yeah, it's not included here though. Man, there's so many choices here. I think I'm digging Lamorak. It may not exactly fit, but it's what came up when we searched for the thing, so... Okay, Lamorak it is. It fits a naming convention. And it just kind of feels like a good enough name for him. Add to party. Let's see, Psychic would take the place of... I don't already have a Psychic. Oh, there's Merlin. He was mostly for hitting dragons, but I think Mordred has that covered. So, yeah, this is a Pokemon we probably shouldn't be using anyways. He's super OP. Has wise glasses? Wait, no, that's poison that he does, not psychic, but oh well. Does poison... Poison doesn't hit a whole lot. There's like grass, but we've already got fire, so yeah, it's fine. Should I keep the wise glasses? I think so, like boost special attacks or something. Alright. You caught Articuno, one of the legendary bird Pokemon from the clue. You jotted down the current status on legendary clue 3. Articuno was caught in the Crown Tundra, and then the other two. Wild Area and Isle of Armor. Beep, beep, beep. Oi, oi. This may be Eleni. How's your expedition going? Come again? You found the legendary Pokemon Articuno? Gah! That's really something. Now go track down the other bird Pokemon. Cool story, bro. Pokemon. Interesting. Special attack goes up when his stats lowered. It's defense focused. That's not great, but its minus is in attack, which is good because it's clearly a special attacker. Freezing Glare. 90 power, 100 accuracy. The user shoots its mystic power from its eyes to attack. This may also leave the target frozen. Interesting. A freezing psychic attack. Hurricane. 110 power, 70 accuracy, flying, and may also confuse the target. I don't like moves with less than 100 accuracy. Psycho Cut. Tears target with blades from his psychic power, crits land more easily. That fits its description, and you know, that blade wing there. Except it's not a physical attacker, so using psychic power suggests the user transfers its status conditions to the target. That's a clever move, but honestly the only real use for it is to make it harder to catch. Because when can you plan that your opponent's going to land status effects on you? Usually you're going to want to be going first and taking them out in one hit anyways. It's not often, but that could come in handy. So to replace a move here, I'd probably pick Psycho Cut. Or Hurricane. This one uses the wrong stat, this one is very inaccurate. Freezing Glare is very cool though. Let's try that out. Let's use Freezing Glare. After I use a potion or something. I should save. Did I save already? No, I'll save again just in case. Okay. Y'all want to be jumping out at me. This time go ahead. Ooh, a Snom. I feel a little bit bad about this. Snom's cute. Okay, Lamrack's pretty cool. Let's do it. Freezing Glare. Okay, that's fairly cool. That is interesting. I should maybe end the stream here. It's very late at night, and I need to sleep. I didn't intend to stream for too long. I did want to catch at least one of these before ending. If I go for another one, we could end up doing this for like at least an hour more, and I don't know if I can keep going that long. It's quite late. And I will be streaming tomorrow. My main goal for this, before I can move on from this game, is to catch the other two birds. I would also like to get that horse going. I'm going to have to look up a guide for that anyways, so next time the ideal is we go catch Moltres, then we go for Zapdos, then I figure out what's going on with the horse, and maybe we follow the breadcrumbs. I will try to collect most, if not all of those off camera though. Get that horse situation figured out, get the horse and his rider, and then we'll be done for now because I'm going to be focusing on the Monster Train DLC. And then right after the Monster Train DLC is when Monster Hunter Rise comes out. And I'm going to be playing that a lot. Hopefully on stream. Even if it's not on stream, I'm going to be playing that. I'm really hyped for it. I love Monster Hunter games. I really should play World more. I'm way behind on World content, but now Rise is coming out and I don't have time to get back into World because Rise. And also I shouldn't play World because it'll get me unfamiliarized with the controls for Rise because some of the things are like backwards. Ugh. I haven't really decided my weapon either because the controls changing makes a huge difference. And then right after Monster Hunter Rise, like literally the day after, is when the Isaac DLC comes out. So I'm going to be alternating between either the three of them or just Monster Hunter and Isaac. Because Monster Train, I'm either going to beat it quickly or get fed up with it. I'm kind of good at Monster Train. I've beaten everything there is to beat about it. I've got all the achievements and all that, and I seem to have done it like 100 hours faster than most people. I got it done in under 200, and most people do it around 300 hours. But there's a lot of luck-based stuff, and the DLC is very, very hard. They let us try it before it came out. It was like a month ago though, and they've had time to adjust it, so hopefully they've made it less insanely difficult. As it is though, I don't know if I'll be able to beat it on stream. I did beat it a few times, but that might have been like an easier version before they put it out for real, which I think would be a bad idea. They should go the other way and make it easier. It was brokenly hard and kind of invalidates a lot of your strategies. It was kind of uncool in that way. But that's like the 25th, which is tomorrow, I guess now. I was going to say 2 days from now, but it's tomorrow because it's past midnight. It's well past midnight. And then there's like 5 days after that Rise comes out. So 5 days is a lot of time to get stuff done, and then just like 1 day for Rise, so I'll barely have gotten started with it before I got switched to Isaac, and then I think I'll alternate days with that. Or maybe I'll do like 3 hours of one and 3 hours of the other, something like that. I'll just let it come natural to how we're doing. I would hopefully let an audience decide. There may be an audience for once, since there'll be, new games. I would really like people to interact with. That's like a big part of streaming, is you get to talk to people and take their suggestions, or not take their suggestions. You can be like, oh, your suggestion is stupid, I'm not doing that, but thanks for saying it anyways. I don't want to be one of those guys who's just like, yeah, fuck you and your thoughts and ideas and such. Although I'm not that open to the idea of backseat gaming, because I don't want other people making the decisions for me if I don't ask for it. Like when I ask for it, it's fine. I would like something like, input on names. That would have been good. It's like, oh, you should play this and then play this and then play this. And it's like, let me choose that. Even if your thing is like the ideal plan, let me find it myself or fail. Either way. It's got to be my victory. Otherwise, I'm just like letting people play the game for me. But I don't want to, be one of those guys who just constantly calls out people when they offer opinions and such. I don't want to be one of those jerks. So I'm mostly open to suggestion, even if I haven't asked for it. So that was kind of rambling. I'm tired. So the point for this is tomorrow we're going for the 2 birds, and maybe the horse and the rider, depending on how all that nonsense works. I'm probably just going to ignore the Reggies because unless they're a part of it, I've got the thing to open the doors now. I don't want to waste the time catching them. I don't care about those ones. They're probably supposed to. I'll probably have to. We'll see. We'll see. But then, yeah, then we'll be changing other games that I am hype about. I'm also going to be ranking the, not that anybody watches those videos, but I'll be ranking the 6th and 7th generation tomorrow, and maybe 8th. 8th will either be tomorrow or the next day, depending on when the Monster Train DLC drops. If I don't know, then I'll do all 3. Each of those ranking videos takes like an hour, which is surprising because when I was doing it and not with the expectation of anybody watching, I just like thinking like, where would I place these? They took like 10 minutes at most. But when you talk about it and you say their names and what you do or don't like about them, it takes a lot more time. So yeah, 6 and 7 tomorrow, and then one of the reasons that I wanted to rush through this DLC is because I want to be able to rank the 8th generation and see other people's rankings of them and not be spoiled. Like, until this stream, I hadn't really seen the legendary birds. I was aware that they existed, the Galarian forms, and I'd kind of seen them. Like, I'd noticed their images on the screen and tried not to look at it. I hadn't really seen them in full, and that was cool to have not been spoiled. That was an interesting reveal. Ooh, is there going to be a Lugia? No, that's probably not going to be a Lugia. Because in the Pokemon second movie, Pokemon 2000, the plot was that Articuno and Moltres and Zapdos were fighting, and then Lugia stepped in and was like, cut your nonsense out. That's not cool. So it'd be cool if Lugia showed up here, but it probably won't. Yeah, I don't think I've heard anything about Lugia having any appearances here or any alternate forms, aside from Shadow Lugia, which is really cool, and it's sad you couldn't get that in the games. Like the real games, that not the one that it shows up in. You could kind of use it in the one that shows up in, but not a whole lot. That was a really cool form, and also designed by the guy I was complaining about earlier. When I was ranking Pokemon, the James Turner, I think it is. He's the guy who I think made Garbodor and Vanilla Ice, some of the most hated Pokemon, but he did some of the cooler ones too, like Shadow Lugia. I'm pretty sure I read that he did Shadow Lugia. Although that really was just taking a really good design and coloring it purple, but he's also the design director for these games. I don't know if he did the DLCs though. I know he did the base game. He can do cool designs when he puts his mind to it, I think. So I need to sign off. I've been signing off for like 20 minutes now. Okay. Goodbye. Have a good night or a good day whenever you're watching this. And every time I say it, I really mean it. I hope that you have a good time because I appreciate you watching this. Okay, bye for